convention a week ago.
With some friends.
A week and a half ago. With 15 other people. There were 20 of us total that went. So we just came back and we're all still kind of on a convention high, if you want to call it that, where you come back when you're excited and you're pumped and you're anxious for next year. And we wanted to just take a minute to chat about some of our favorite memories, why it was so wonderful, and why you need to come next year. It is for anybody, any Young Living member, whether you just signed up this week or you signed up 10 years ago. It doesn't matter. It is for you. And it really takes the understanding of the company and everything to such different levels. But tickets go on sale on Thursday, on August 1st. And there is a very small amount of tickets available. So we want to make sure that you are prepared and ready to get yours. They will be $199. And before you think, oh, $199, my goodness, that's 5 days of training, of education, and of experience, and it's also a business write-off. This is all a business trip, so everything from your ticket to all of your expenses, your food, your lodging, your traveling out there, it's all a tax write-off. So keep that in mind. So we're going to talk about we're going to go through our week, and we're just going to kind of talk to ourselves, talk to you guys, and tell you about the trip. So this year we went obviously in July, a week and a half ago. Next year it is in June. It is from June 17th through the 20th, I think. So we would recommend going out a day before it starts. That way you have time to get situated, and there's a lot going on. So we flew out, I'm just going to talk days of the week. So we flew out on a Tuesday, and we came home on a Sunday. So Tuesday, we all flew on the same plane. So I would really recommend, buddying up with somebody and flying together. There were, I think, we broke up into 4 different groups, the 20 of us going out there. Some flew out of Chicago, some flew out of Fort Wayne. We flew out of
Columbus.
I know some others in Leslie's group flew out of Indy. There are ones that flew out of Detroit. So wherever.
2 of our people drove too.
And 2 drove. So you can definitely drive. I will not drive because I hate being in a car. I will fly. But you can definitely drive. That's cool to do. So we flew out Tuesday morning out of Columbus. Okay, now somebody else talk. When we got there, we checked into our hotel, and then we went to Aroma Share, which is an event. It is not really a Young Living sponsored event, but it's just something that members kind of come together on, and they put it together on their own. So it is in a hotel, like a big conference room area. Is that what
It's like a
ballroom,
vendor
like a
show.
ballroom area in a hotel that's just across the street from the Salt Palace, which is where all of the events go on. And it is a great, big, huge vendor show. And then at the same time that the vendor show is going on, they have different speakers. So different authors, doctors, speakers that you can listen to them speak, and then you can get autographs of books. Okay, so talk about your Aroma Share.
Aroma Share, I loved the Aroma Share. I picked up some little tidbits of things for all my team. I found little magnetic things that on the refrigerator that hold the oils, little containers for oils. It's just some really neat things that said Young Living, some said Young Living, some didn't. Things that I haven't seen and haven't found at other vendor shows because it was definitely toward the oils.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Speaker wise, we listened to Lucy Libido. Had her picture taken with her. We did not listen to, but we did see Lindsay Elmore, and we saw Sarah Harnish. Who else did we see?
The Ulamen.
The Ulamen.
The Ula guys were
Yes.
there. Bethany Shipley, she's the youngest Diamond. I'm trying to think of some other. Jen Sullivan. So just there will be a variety. It's kind of fun just to walk around because you'll just see these, I don't know, to us they're kind of famous people because, when you are walking by a Royal Crown Diamond or authors of books and you can get a selfie with them or have them sign your book or just see that, hey, they're real people just standing here walking around like we are. Jordan Trant was there. Anybody else?
Can't recall at this point. There's a lot in the expo. We'll get to that.
It was, but it was fun just because we walked by the Ula men and I'm like, Daniel, they're the Ula guys, and I took a picture from them from afar, and then a couple minutes later, Amy Boyer is sending me a selfie that she has with her arms wrapped around them and everything. I'm like, of course, Amy. But they have lots of things from, there are books, there are gear, there's accessories, there's shirts, there's business supplies that you can use, there's gifts that you can give to people, there's things for kids, just everything that you could ever imagine. I don't even know how many things were set up.
There was 3 different big rooms.
Yeah, 3
that
rooms.
were full, so you had to go from one room to the next, and you were kind of stuffed in there. So I'm glad they did the different times that you had to sign up to get in.
They also had rooms, with life science publishing, so all of the books, which I like because when you look online, you just see the cover. You don't get to actually open it up and see if it's something you want to purchase. So you can walk through and look at the books, hold the books, and then you can choose if you want to take them with you, or if not, they'll ship them home to you. And then downstairs, Growing Healthy Homes was set up, and that is Deborah Rayburn's book company. So she was down there, her parents, not her parents, that would be Sarah Johnson's parents, Max and Karen Hopkins, which are also authors for Growing Healthy Homes. We're down there with different book signings. Okay, now you talk.
I was just going to add in the Aroma Share, if you're someone who's really looking to equip your downline with a lot of gifts, there was tons and tons of ideas just there alone. So
Yes.
And some of it I bought, some of it I just put in the back of my mind of things that I want to do or to make or to see. So that is a event. It's set up, and then you purchase, or you go in, and for like, you have a 2-hour window that you can go in, but you can spend as much time as you want when you get there. So we did that on Tuesday. So you can walk around, you can just people watch, you can see the authors, listen to the speakers, and then we had some free time after that for dinner, and everybody kind of went their own ways for dinner.
Do you want to talk about with the Aroma Share? We had a scheduled block.
If you want to.
Okay. Well.
Go ahead.
All right. So for Aroma Share,
Apparently I wasn't clear enough.
No, I thought you did a fantastic job. I thought young Living did an awesome job.
It's not a Young Living event.
But the whole schedule of the events was done very well in getting everything broken down by time. So what time did we actually have?
1 to 3.
We were a 1 to 3 time slot, so didn't have to be that. We could have went at any time, but it was nice to have our whole team to be able to have the opportunity to be in there roughly about the same time. So.
A year ago when we went, it didn't have like timestamps. Everybody just came and went as they went, and it was like, you know, when you cram thousands of people into a small tiny space, it was cram going through. So this year you kind of bought a ticket, I don't even, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $5, all went to the foundation. So it was a foundation donation. And then you had a time slot of when you could enter. So like Casey said, our time slot was 1 to 3. So we could enter any time between 1 and 3, and then you can stay as long as you want. But that way it kind of controls how many people enter at once. Feel better now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well said.
Then that evening we had a praise and worship time, which I thought was really great. Somebody want to talk about that?
Sure, I
Go.
can. So it was started as a meet and greet with Sarah Johnson, and then after about a half an hour, she brought her praise team up, and it was really, it was like going to church, basically, with your oily family. Outside, it was beautiful, very moving, great message shared by her sister-in-law, and it was just a great time to be there and be with our oily family and worship, so.
And on a side note, Sarah Johnson is coming to Fort Wayne first weekend of October for Learn Together Live with Lauren Bretz. So you'll have our Crown Diamond Lauren Bretz and our Royal Crown Diamond Sarah Johnson. Sarah's flying up from Texas. Lauren is flying up from Florida. It's a full day event at the Coliseum from 9 to 3. So if you don't have your tickets yet, they're only $20, tax deductible. So make sure that you get your ticket for that, and we can chat about that later. Okay, so that was Tuesday. All of that Tuesday. Flying in, Aroma Share, Praise and Worship. And registration. We got to register, get our bags. You want to go grab one of the swag bags?
Sure.
In there. We'll show you what that is about.
The swag we got was amazing.
So that was all Tuesday. Tuesday is a pretty big day. Then Wednesday morning, we kind of had to ourselves.
Yeah.
So some people were flying in Tuesday evening, so they didn't get to do all of that. So they did all of that on Wednesday. The Aroma Share is open Tuesday and Wednesday, but we liked getting out there and then having some downtime. Your body needs to adjust to the time difference. They're 2 hours behind us. It was nice to just sleep in, and then we wanted to kind of check out Salt Lake City. So the 5 of us went on our own little walking tour. Okay, so here are the bags that we got at registration. So on the inside, they're pretty purple with pockets. They have oils written on the fabric. They came with a notebook and a pen, and then pockets up here, window display pockets, and then on the bottom of it,
Real cool.
what do we say, 32 things
Yes.
of little holes to put your oils in, and then that just zips right up. So those were free. Those came with your ticket. So we've got those on Tuesday night. So Wednesday morning, who wants to tell what we did for our tour quickly?
So Wednesday morning we got up and we decided to stick around and check out Salt Lake City. We had an opportunity to go to 3 different things. I'll talk a little bit about the Capitol building first, and then others can chime
Real
in.
quick.
Okay, so we had a chance to we went up to the Utah State Capitol. Awesome facility, probably I don't know 4 or 5 blocks away, all uphill.
Oh, okay. It was more than that.
But once you get up there, awesome,
Like 4 or 5
awesome
miles.
view. So I highly recommend on your off day if you get a chance. While there are many other things you can do in Salt Lake, that was one of them that I particularly liked. So, Tabernacle.
And then on our way back, we went to the Tabernacle, the Mormon Tabernacle, which is just a beautiful facility. It takes up a whole block. It's just right across the street from the Salt Palace. So you don't need to take any special transportation to get there. It is right across the street. You can walk around the grounds, go in the church. We got to hear an organ recital with a big pipe organs. It was just a beautiful time, and I just like walking around the facility. There's beautiful flowers and fountains and trees and
the
everything
architecture
else.
is
The
beautiful.
architecture's neat. Haley, did you like it?
It was amazing.
It was amazing. She said.
The sounds that you heard inside there, I mean, I don't think I've ever heard anything that was quite as elegant and just amazing. There's amazing. We keep going back to that word, but there's nothing else we can say.
Right.
This the colors in the background kept changing, and the whole atmosphere was just beautiful.
Everything about Utah is amazing.
It's a really
You
neat.
want to go back? I
She's
know.
ready to go back.
She wants to go back.
So the Tabernacle is just a really neat free thing that you can just walk across the street and do. That was pretty neat. Then that afternoon, it was still downtime, so we ate lunch, did some different things, and that evening they had their opening ceremony. So I think the opening ceremony is kind of like the opening ceremony of the Olympics, where they're bringing in flags from the different countries that are represented from all over the world. Mary talks, they sing. There's always some pomp and circumstance with it. So this year it was out at the University of Utah there in their football stadium. Next year it'll be at the Vivint Arena, which is the
Jazz
Jazz.
play there.
Utah
basketball. So it'll be all indoors. It's right there. There's no walking involved. There's no transportation. This year we had to take either the bus out to the university or the tracks. Next year it's all right there within the same block. So if you're not one for lots of transportation or walking, it's all going to be right there, just right next door to each other. So that's going to be really convenient for us. Anybody want to talk about the opening or say anything?
I think what we learned, I think what I learned more than anything else was the history of Young Living, the history of Gary's family and how he started, met his sons, got to know Mary a little bit more. It was just a very touching moment.
It was. I'll go get the book. You keep talking. So talk about Friday then with the workshops, and you can talk about the expo while you find the book.
Thursday, actually. Thursday, we
Thursday and Saturday.
Thursday, Saturday were expo days for us, and again, we broke that up with the team, and so we knew specifically Thursday we're going to be a designated expo day, as was Saturday. So in the expo, there's a number of exhibits there that you can check out. I think one of my favorites every year to kind of go and check out is what's called Club Red, and you can have all things ninja there. Zing, what
Slushies!
else? Slushies.
Slushies!
Oh, I can
Um,
have a withdrawal.
The
Yes.
shots, you can add your oils to it. So it's an awesome experience, and you feel like you're being pampered the whole time you're there. And all the monies that are raised for that go towards the foundation as well. So all for a good cause. So that takes care of Club Red. Anybody else want to
Little
take?
swings.
Oh yeah.
How
Awesome.
much did they make for the foundation this time? Was it
1.3
1.3
right now.
million?
They're still
During
collecting.
the
Yeah.
convention
Can you
alone.
imagine during 5 days raising $1.3 million for the foundation? Like, that's pretty cool. So, like Cheryl was saying, just really understanding the history of the company, the hard work and grit and everything that they have been through. So if you do not have this book, you need to let me know. I want to make sure you get a copy of this book. I think it's just kind of like a picture book, like a scrapbook of the company and of their life, but it's just full of pictures of the history from where they started in a little cabin, one room, where Gary was doing everything himself as far as answering the phones, taking orders, packaging things, shipping them out, to now the multi-million-dollar company that they have. So this book is fantastic. So if you don't know the history, you can read it and learn it. So the expo, so we got Club Red.
Club Red, that's all we've hit so far. What else?
There's Thieves
Thieves Room.
where you could get free samples.
So there,
Lots of free samples. What are a couple samples that...
Mints.
Casey, what did you grab there at Thieves?
I think I stocked up on Cool Azul paint cream. I gave Lindsay my whitening toothpaste.
Toothpaste. Lots
Cough
and lots
drops,
of cough
lots of
drops.
words.
Lots.
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
so you could just walk around and
Mints.
get samples. I did a video on this page about the expo. Grace and I walked through it. So if you have not watched that yet, take a look. You can kind of journey through it with us, and then just comment below on that video what your favorite room was, and we are doing a giveaway at the rally for a free bottle of Valor. No purchase necessary. All you have to do is watch that video of the expo, tell us what your favorite room is, and we're going to draw a winner for Valor. I really like that they had a CBD room there because I went to convention really not knowing much about it, because I knew that Young Living had partnered with the company, but I wanted to wait until Young Living owned it before I really spent all my time learning about it. So it was really neat getting to go through there, sampling the things.
You could put the drops. You could actually put the drops under your tongue. You could put them on your skin. You could put the rub on anywhere that you had an owie or a pulled muscle. Being older, I struggled with the steps. We did 95,000 steps that week, and I put some on my hip, and I got through the week. So the
It helped you with your
oil-
foot.
Oh, she tripped and she hurt it. It was just so nice to be able to try it and do it, and then we were able to actually purchase it there and bring it with us if we wanted to.
So Cheryl bought a bundle of all of the
Yes,
things.
yes,
She
yes.
will be bringing it to the rally. So again, at the rally, you're going to be able to sample it, try it, not really sampling, smell it, and then see what it's like. The Einkorn room, there was an Einkorn room full of Einkorn baked goods at the expo.
Yummy.
They had Congo bars, which were, I don't even know what they're like. They were like
a brownie chocolate chip.
a cookie,
Like a Blondie
cookie bar.
brownie
Yeah, Blondie. That it
Yeah.
was so good.
That's
So we were
good.
gonna make
Good.
some.
So good.
So good.
I didn't get a chance
Come on,
to try
come on.
them, so I'm going to
Preach.
try them when you do
We
it.
will make some for you at the rally. And then there was a room for all of the products. So you had skincare, the Thieves, there was a Tykes and Tails room just for kids and pets. All of the different rooms. There was the foundation room. Want to talk about the foundation room?
That was pretty cool.
That was my favorite.
Oh, I was going to let you talk about that. I want to talk about the virtual farm. Knock
So
it out, knock it out.
if you are new to Young Living and you don't know about the Young Living Foundation, that is my heart and soul, and my reason I'm so passionate about this company is because they give back to organizations all over the world. Gary started something several years ago when he started opening farms in different countries all around the world. He made a commitment in whatever community he opened up a farm that he would take care of that community. He would make sure that the children had a place to go to school, that they had homes, that they were cared for. So there are these communities all over the world that we support through the Young Living Foundation. There's 6 or 7 organizations. We'll do a separate video on that later, but there's Soul Hope and Rebuilding the Paul and Healing Hearts and all these different things. But the one being a teacher, that my favorite is the academy that they have in Ecuador. So side note here real quick, many years ago when he was walking through Ecuador, he noticed a little building that he thought it was just an abandoned house or room, and he found out it was their school. So he has built now this big, beautiful school, and it started with just a couple dozen children. Now it has over 300, and you can support a child in that school and get to care for them and support them over the years. So that was something that Daniel and I partnered with Mrs. Boyer, with Amy Boyer this year, to get our own. Go grab our little boy. He's on our fireplace. Abdiel, so that's something else. He's on our fireplace. His picture is on our fireplace. So here's our little boy that we got this year. Can you see him? He's cute. So at the foundation, you can learn more about all of the different organizations that they have, and then they have a store with clothing. They have shirts. They have cups. They have, what are you laughing about? Hats.
He's being a
We're,
barnacle.
we're supporting you.
They have jewelry that the kids have made, and you can purchase it. And again, it's all a donation to the foundation. They raffled off vehicles this year.
Yeah.
They had 3 bikes, 3 motorcycles, what's that thing
Moped,
Sarah wanted? What do
scooter,
we call that little? What's that?
A Mini Cooper.
Mini
Mini
Cooper. They had a
van.
truck. They had a van.
Nice van.
They
We,
had
we didn't win.
Yeah. So
I didn't win it either. So.
that's all for the foundation. So I really liked the foundation room. All right. Anything else about the expo?
The virtual farm.
Oh yeah.
Casey and
Sorry.
I think there was
We
a few
traveled
others.
around
I
the
tried
world
it.
together.
I tried it. It was
Casey
neat.
and I, we literally traveled every single one of the farms,
Yeah.
right?
We did.
Great opportunity to just kind of put the headset on you and just watch each one of the farm videos, and gives you a good perspective. We got a chance to see, obviously, the farm in Mona, but in France, and what else did we see? Canada?
Croatia, Canada,
Okay.
Idaho,
Okay.
Ecuador.
So,
But we got to talk to the people who are actually running the farms.
yeah. It was neat to listen to their stories and how they went from wherever they were to having a hand or a part of in each farm that they're at. So, pretty neat story behind it.
That is neat getting to see the people that live there and work there. Then obviously they have all the oils out, so you can smell every single oil, every single blend, every single roll-on, and you can sample and try every product, from your toiletries to your skincare to your makeup. They have a whole makeup room where you can try all of the makeup on, everything. Everything that's in the product catalog is out there for you to touch and sample and try. So that's what really, really makes the expo fun and exciting. Did you talk about workshops at all?
I've not.
At the same time that the expo is going on, which is all day, it's open 9 to 4, they also have workshops going on where there is a speaker, and you get the agenda, so you can kind of look for the day and decide which ones you really want to go and listen to. And then if there's one that you don't care so much about, then you can get up and go to the expo and kind of walk around that until the next speaker is there. So we listened to Dr. Lindsay Elmore, we listened to Lindsay
too.
Moreno.
Yeah.
We were going to listen to Dr. Ali, but we missed him. He was somewhere else. So they just have a lot of different speakers, which really makes it exciting, because then you get educated on what's important to you and what it is that you want to listen to.
Yeah, I really loved how this year, how they really focused on keeping those under an hour. I think most were about
45 minutes.
45 to 50 minutes. So you could get a good chunk of information that you really wanted to out of it. And then if you wanted to dive into an expo and do that, you could do a number of things. So there's a lot of flexibility with that. And I loved how all the speakers came to our rooms this year. I thought it was very, very well done. So
And another thing back to the expo I thought about that was neat is the executive staff, call them that, were walking around. So
The
you could
suits.
just, Casey would call them the suits. So we ran into, if it's funny, those of you that live in Bryan, I'm going to tell you a little story here. So Jill Pittman, if you know Jill Pittman, she went to college with her college roommate. Her college roommate's husband is the CFO, Chief Financial Officer for Young Living. So when we went out there, she's like, hey, if you see him, grab a picture. I'm like, yeah, like the Chief Financial Officer is just going to be walking around with us commoners
He
wanting to
was.
get pictures. He was!
I found him.
She found him. We got our picture. And he's like, oh, so you're the Ohio crew. Like, he knew that we were going to be there. It was so cool.
he
so
totally recognized us. So.
he gave us some oils.
Yep, cool.
And whenever you would run into the suits, as Amy would call them, and you would start talking to them, you're not
Casey.
Amy,
That's okay,
Casey.
honey.
Casey, Amy
Our
called
other sapphire here.
and you just
A
got, they
mild
would give
sapphire
you
compared.
bottles of oil or samples of things. And so it was really kind of neat just being blessed and loved on throughout the week. And then we were standing in the Savvy Minerals one day, talking and taking pictures, I'm not sure. And who do we see?
Jared.
Jared Turner.
Oh my gosh, and what did Jared tell you?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do know. Yes, you do know.
Which one?
It doesn't matter. Share them all.
See, she
Well,
saw him so many times.
So I thanked him for being an inspiration, and he's like, "No, you are the inspiration."
That's pretty cool. So, for those of you that are unaware, Jared Turner is the president of Young Living. He was Gary's right-hand man, and he was just there chilling in the expo. So we all got to get our picture taken with him, talk to him. So that was pretty cool too. And Haley got a little starstruck there, which is easy to do with Jared Turner. And then later he was signing his book. I didn't even know he was signing his book. I missed it. But Amy got her book signed. Haley got her book signed. So it was pretty cool. But
It was funny because I was telling Daniel, I'm like, why is everyone so excited when they see somebody huge? And then 5 minutes later, I saw Jared.
It's cool.
It was all over.
It
from there.
explained it.
One of the other things that I got when I was at the expo was they had one on the compensation program. I got to go in there and sign up and go in there, and they actually opened up my downline and answered any of the questions I have. I learned some information I didn't know that was really exciting for me, that I have more time to earn some bonuses and things than I thought I had. So it was very, very helpful along the way, and it was an exciting thing to talk to somebody right at the top. I have some amazing upline here that has helped me along the way, but these are people that are right up at the top that were answering my questions.
it's
so
neat
that
to
was
have
nice.
the staff members take you alone into a room, open up your program or your organization and give you one-on-one counseling. And it's free. Like, she didn't have to pay to receive that service. So it just really, it's so worth it. So
Yes, that was a neat thing I liked.
all right, so that was Thursday. And a little bit of just kind of the expo goes the whole time. So it's open Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So you can kind of come and go at that. So Friday was, I think, one of our big days. We went to the farm. So we got up early, got on the bus. The farm is in Mona, Utah. So they took us on Greyhound buses to Mona. And you guys talk
Oh my
about
gosh.
this.
It was beautiful. It was huge. It was beautiful.
The food was amazing.
It was. The ice cream was good too.
And we planted Clary Sage that's one day going to be in a bottle that you might receive. So that was really cool.
So
Do the whole seed steel process right there and see the distillery and run into Sarah Harnish again. And what else did we do?
So we started
We
out.
saw all the different plants and things. They were all labeled for us to go through and
Yeah.
see.
And smell. You saw
We
the
got
horse
to lay
and
down in the
interesting,
lavender
yeah.
and so
Yeah.
forth and so on. It was just neat to see it firsthand.
So when we got there, we got on a little horse-drawn carriage. Is that what you call it?
Buggy.
Not a carriage, buggy,
Buggy,
hayride. No, it
wagon.
has
Wagon.
a wagon. Horse-drawn wagon. There we go, a wagon. And they take you out to the fields. Like Casey said, we planted Clary Sage. They gave everybody their own. What are these things called?
Little
Their
pot,
own-
little
Their own starter, their own
plant.
plant that they grew in
Seedling, yeah.
that they grew in the greenhouse. So you got your seedling, and then you literally got to put it in the ground. You put it in the ground, cover it with dirt, get your pictures taken, like they said, and then they had the rows and rows and rows of different variety of plants just to show you what they look like. It's kind of a what do you want to call it?
It's like a sampler
Like
platter.
a sampler platter.
Museum.
Perfect. A
A
museum
museum of
of
plants.
all of the different plants. Some obviously that aren't native to our region, but so that you could see what they look like. And then we walked through the greenhouse, and then we stood in line for the distillery, which, like Casey said, Sarah Harnish was right in front of us. So we got to see her, talk to her, get selfies with her. So the distillery. Explain the distillery.
You just need to go.
It's
That
hard
works.
to explain it because we can show you pictures of them, but unless you see them working and you see the peppermint dripping out after it's been distilled and you see them bottling it and labeling it, it's just
That's true.
You don't see the full effect until you actually go and
All your
passion
senses are
and
in-
love for.
yeah. The three of us, it was our first time for
It
all
was
three of us, so it was
It was neat.
yes, it was an amazing.
So you need to be there to see when they put the crops in the big things,
Cookers. Yeah, we'll call
and
them
then
that.
it heats them up, and the oil drips down, and then it goes. You walk down the stairs to kind of go down the level, and then
those
you can see
three
the oil
overworked
coming
workers.
down.
Yeah, they only have 3 people that bottle it.
bottle and
put the labels on.
Unfortunately, so.
Spending
joking,
spending
joking.
5 days with Dan, you get a different perspective of who he is.
Yeah.
It's been
It's
a
great.
neat
Great
experience.
I don't think
experience.
any of us are the straight-laced, quiet
Yeah,
teachers
we
that
thought
everybody
we
thought
were,
we
no,
were.
So after the distillery, then we spent some time in the stream. We had
Let's talk about
lavender.
that.
Talk about the stream.
Sure.
There's a stream, and you put your feet in it. It cools you down.
It's cold.
Then
Cooling it down. Every other time you turned around, there was a big trough of water and ice.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many big buckets of it they had available for you free. They
You
didn't.
totally
They
hydrated.
could have charged you $2. These were
Could've.
iced waters. Every time you turned around a
We
corner, there was
commented
a
about
Diet
that. They had, like you said, big troughs of bottled water, and I
like
think
a
I
horse
talked
trough,
to Cheryl
like
there.
with the water.
Like they could have made hundreds of, probably thousands of dollars
yeah.
in bottled water sales, but it was all free, all given to us. It was such a blessing. Then after we dipped our toes in the stream, we went to lunch, which is provided for you. So when you think about a lunch that's provided for you, you would think like a staff lunch with a sandwich
so
and
good.
chips.
Or a hot
But
dog or-
what was lunch, ladies?
It was so
A chicken breast?
A big chicken breast.
Oh my gosh! And
Baked
it was
beans.
with sweet.
Two kinds of salads.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like a porta pit.
Yeah,
on
like
steroids.
potato salad.
Yes.
It was
Yeah.
Perfect.
salads.
Yeah.
It
It
was
was
gourmet.
It was
Yeah.
bread. It
It
was
was
It had,
awesome.
like
Desserts.
a white dressing, but it tasted like.
And it was
red
all
and
very
cheese.
healthy,
The best baked
obviously.
bean,
Yes.
melody
And
thing.
We should have
desserts.
stolen the recipe.
Yeah,
It was so good.
wonderful.
The
And
lemonade
then what
was
did they have to
good.
drink? Say it louder.
The lemonade.
What kind of lemonade?
Lavender.
Lavender
Yeah.
lemonade
It had
to
pineapple
drink.
in
It was so good. So good. So we had lunch. Then we went back to the stream for a while. We went and did the jousting. They have a jousting there. So the farm is kind of a mix of farm and medieval and then western. So
And some
They
of
also
us
had
ended
ice
up in
cream.
jail.
What about the ice cream that they had? The lavender
they had
ice
lavender
cream.
ice cream, peppermint ice cream, and coconut
And
lime.
I had a Ninja Zing snow cone. That was
Ooh.
amazing.
That would have been
Lots
good.
of
So
options.
there was some different things to try with the different products that we probably wouldn't have had a chance
Yeah.
to try.
One thing this year that we got to do with the team was in previous years we got there so late we didn't get a chance to even see the farmhouse, and this year we arrived so early that we had a chance to. Now we only went through it for what, 5 minutes maybe, but everybody got a chance to see it, and it's kind of neat that you go there, you see a lot of things on the farm, but then to actually see the farmhouse as well and how they've restored that and changed it so you can kind of like buy things, make a store out of it. So pretty neat.
They also have a gear store there and things that are branded with Young Living Farm that are Mona Farm that's only available at the farm. So you can get farm shirts, farm gear, farm glasses, things that are just available for those that visit the farm. So that was our day at the farm. You could walk around, you could lay down under a willow tree and rest and get some shade if you needed to. I know Amy took a really neat picture under a tree, but it was just a beautiful day at the farm. Anything else about the farm on Wednesday?
We needed more time there.
We needed more time there,
Yeah.
so we're
Well,
gonna.
how much time did you say we were there for?
We got there at 9. We left at 2.
Yeah. So be prepared. The farm takes up a lot of time,
Oh, but it doesn't feel like it.
No.
It goes really fast.
We're
especially when you're there with
every minute.
friends. It's
It's
great.
lots of fun. Then we boarded the bus and headed to the headquarters, which is in Lehigh, Utah. It's back on the way to Salt Lake City, and they just opened up a brand new headquarters. So that was just neat, getting to kind of walk around and see the facility. They had a replica of Gary's childhood home.
It was one room cabin.
Just wondering how many people.
About the size of your living
There were
room
8
here.
Oh,
kids,
smaller
right?
than that.
Yeah, it was
Kind of
tiny.
smaller than that.
Kids,
They
I
said
believe.
3
I think it
slept
was
in
8
each
kids.
bed. 3 in the there's 2 bunks, and then there was a full size. And they said 3. There were 9 people. They said lived in there.
So it was a little itty bitty cabin. It was made to scale. So I thought that's kind of neat because it's right next to, like, literally right next to the headquarters. So you can kind of see like where he started to what he has made. It's pretty awesome. Then that evening, back at general session, they talked about about the foundation, updates, things that are being done, ways that they're helping people all around the world. And then that evening, the guest speaker. We'll talk about the guest speaker.
Sure. We had an opportunity to listen to John Maxwell, who's pretty famous pastor, author, writer of a number of things. But mostly he talked a lot about leadership and how it applied in our businesses and how that works out. Didn't really talk much about the whole faith-based thing, so don't get geeked out by that. His main focus in a business type setting was to really talk about the leadership and how it applies to your business and how you can make that work for you. So, but he's a fantastic speaker, and everything he had to say, I think, resonated with most of us that were there, our team anyway. And we took a lot of tidbits so that we can make improvements. So.
All right, then Saturday morning, some people chose to wake up bright and early
Yes.
for the foundation does a 5K.
Right here.
We have never done it before. I've never done it. Last year, it started literally on the ground right outside our hotel room. So I remember sleeping and hearing all this cheering and hoopla. I thought, what in the world? It's the middle of the night. I opened up the curtains and there's just this mass of thousands of pink shirts, because they all had pink shirts. I'm like, what are they doing? It's so early. But this year we traveled with a runner, and she said,
star.
let's do the 5K. And I thought, ugh. But I'm so glad we did, and I will
was
never
awesome.
not do it again. So talk about the 5K.
So the 5K was my whole purpose in going.
Of course.
Truth.
Mine, no.
Truth. I'm sorry. And it was everything I'd hoped it'd be. I loved it. What did our shirt say? I run with heroes or something like that. And
That was neat.
there were, like Lindsay said, thousands of us, and so I just took off and I ran, and it was amazing to run through the streets of Salt Lake and pass people and get passed by people and see some people dressed up in superhero costumes. The one person that I really wanted, one of the things we had through the app was to be able to take a photo scavenger hunt, and I tried to catch up with him at the end because it said take a picture of a superhero from the 5K, and this was, I'm assuming he was a veteran. He was missing a leg, and he ran the entire 5K. I really wanted to catch up with him. I didn't get that, but it was awesome. At the end, after I crossed the line, I came back and found Lindsay and Dan and Noah and I ran across the finish line again. So that was so much fun.
And what was at the finish line?
Troughs, and like horse troughs of Zing and just Ningxia. So you could take 2 or
How
more.
often do you do a race where they have Ningxia Red and Zing for you at the finish line?
Right.
That's pretty cool.
And it was awesome because Greg Larson was emceeing the whole thing, and so.
And that Olympic gold medalist was there too. What's his name?
Who was
I
that?
don't remember.
Oh,
I know who you're
the
talking about.
ambassador.
Yeah,
Yep. I can
Anyway.
see his face.
I can see his face too. But yeah, one
Brian
of the
something.
Brian
Clay.
Clay. Olympic gold medalist was there cheering people on. Like, how often do you get cheered on by an Olympic gold medalist? That was pretty cool. So what I learned is, even though we are currently not runners, we might be by next year. She might have sparked some interest in us to start this up. But even though we weren't runners, we all 5 of our family members, you have to purchase a ticket to do the 5K. It
was $30.
$30.
30 or 35.
But you get a shirt, you get a bag, and then I didn't even know in the bag was going to be an oil for you. So you got a free bottle of oil too. So if nothing else, just make a donation to the foundation, get your shirt and get your oil, and then if you choose not to
This year it was
participate,
Valor, guys.
Yeah.
Valor. Free
Valor.
bottle of Valor.
Valor.
Valor's
That's-
more
that's-
than
that's-
$30.
That's a $40 bottle of
Right.
oil
Yes.
just
Yeah.
in itself.
So you're basically just
You're making a
You're making a
donation.
donation, tax write-off, and then you get a shirt and a bottle of Valor that's more than the cost of the donation that you made. So even if you aren't runners, you just go sit. We sat on the side and we just cheered people on. Tony DeWitt from Fort Wayne was there running 15 miles. So he just kept going around like every couple
Passing
minutes.
everybody.
We would see Tony going by and we would cheer him on. And then Casey came in and then our girls came in. So just sit on the side and cheer people on. It's fine.
That pretty much wraps
And
it up.
then the rest of Saturday we did, the expo was still going on. They had the workshops. We pulled our, kids camp. If you have children that you're like, oh, I want to go, but I have kids. Okay, bring them along. We took our 3 kids. They were this year ages 11, 9, and 3. They went last year at 10, 8, and 2. Grace and Emma first went when they were 4 and 6. So take your kids with you. They have kids camp, which is amazing. You can drop them off as often as you want. It's kind of a come and go service. They feed them really nice, wonderful gourmet meals. They have activities, crafts. They get a bag full of swag worth well over $100. It's well worth it. So on Saturday, we took our kids out of kids camp for a little bit so they could walk through the expo with us. They could see all the new products, sample them, and then we took them back to kids camp for a while. We went to dinner at
Cheesecake Factory.
Cheesecake Factory
yes.
in downtown Salt
So
Lake
good.
City. It was nice because they had kids camp with their dinner, and then we went and had dinner with just our team members.
Yep.
And then that evening they had their closing ceremony where they wrapped things up. They kind of told all of how much we raised for the foundation. They talked about the Guinness Book of World Record thing, so we talked about that. You talk about that because you're the one that got my daughter in it.
Oh, yeah. So when you walked in to the expo, they had this
A wall, like a mural.
this huge piece of canvas. I'll say I don't even know what it was.
Wild.
And it said Y Allen had the oil
drop.
drop, and you could go up, get a free $26.95 bottle of lipstick, tube of lipstick, put your lipstick on, kiss the sticker, and put it on there, and break a Guinness Book of World Record for kisses on a mural or some such thing. So Grace and I went up and found some new lipstick for each other and had a great time, and we didn't talk Dan into it.
We tried.
I actually
He was a
I
party
was
pooper.
considering doing that Saturday, and I just totally lost track of it. So
Yeah,
Check it
fortunately-
out.
That's your
Check it
story.
out.
And you're sticking to it, aren't you?
Yes.
Pinocchio back there's lying to you.
So they wrapped that up, all the foundation, all the week stuff, and then at the end, Saturday night, they always have a closing concert. So this year it was
Imagine Dragons.
Dragons.
Believe thunder.
Yep.
Shirley
Radioactive.
Thunder
Radioactive.
Song. So this
Believe
year it
was the first
was
one.
Imagine Dragon. In the past, they've had Carrie Underwood. They've had Lady Antebellum, Scott
Scotty
McCreery
McCreery.
from American Idol. So they always have some group. So I don't know who next year will be. Somebody wonderful, I'm sure. So that was kind of our convention experience this year. It's wonderful. You really, really, really need to go. Just start setting aside. I mean, you have 10, 11 months. 11 months to start. Just put aside a little bit of money each week. It's well worth it to go. It's really not that expensive when you think about everything that you're going to get back. Tickets are $199. We already have a block of hotel rooms that is about 4 blocks away, and they're $500 for the week. So if you split that up with 4 people, you're paying just a little over $100 for your hotel for the whole week. It includes-
$125. That's what
there
we
you go.
paid.
$125. Breakfast is included. So it's really not that expensive of a vacation for a week, and it's all a tax write-off.
And
All a tax write-off.
if you purchase your plane tickets like we did far enough in advance, it was like $350 for a direct flight
Yeah.
round trip.
Yeah. So.
And
it's
if you
really
give
nice.
up your flight, you get $800.
Yes,
True.
we did that. We
They
stayed a
all
night
gave
overnight.
up their flight.
Yes, and we got a free hotel suite, and we got to spend the extra night together in Salt Lake City, and then we got $800 each.
So they're
So
we're all next year's already
going
paid
next
for.
year. Yeah, we're ready to go.
Or this year's is paid for. However you want to look at it.
Yes.
So another reason to go down a day early. That way, if you want to give up your flight, you have time to give
I
up
never
your
even knew
flight.
they did that, but I would be willing to do it
They
again.
do that.
It was very easy.
We'll make arrangements next year to make sure we're there early enough to give up our flight if we need to. So that was this year's convention recap quickly. If you have questions, post them below. If you want to go scroll through and see if anybody said anything, I doubt they did. We didn't really ask any questions. But before we hop off,
If anybody said anything that we need
Or
to
just
if
answer.
there were any
answer 'em later.
questions, yeah, it was wonderful. You definitely want to be there. So we are all going. So don't say, "Oh, I want to go, but I'm not going to know anybody." Okay, you're going to know us. It's going to be fine. But is there a stranger there?
No.
Over there.
You're all family.
I ran across somebody on the track that was born in Montpelier, where I live. We ran across so many people that were local, that were very close to where we're at, and everybody, if you needed it, would hand you a bottle of oil, would give you a hug, would give you a word of positive if you needed it. They were all very kind. It was like one big oily family. And the one thing that I think I remember the most is the people that live there, the natives to the Salt Lake City told me that the tracks have never smelled so good.
The whole town just smells wonderful.
You walked
for
in
the
and
days
you
that
just
we're
know
there.
that we're there.
So you could totally go by yourself, but you're not going to be by yourself. We're all going to be there, and we will hold your hand if you want us to, or we will let you go if you want us to. But
Yeah, I spent one day with these guys, one day with you guys, one day with Laura and Scott that were there on my team with us, and it all was good. It was all good.
it's wonderful.
It was fun being a Sligo for the week.
Yes, that was fun. I didn't get to do that for a little while, but I was Grandma Slagle, I think, because
We'll
I was
adopt
the
you if
older
you
one.
want us to, and we'll leave you be if you want us to. So, all right, are we good, Daniel?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.